What's up, man? This is VC, and I'm about to show y'all how to mix kicks and 808s using EQ. This is the secret trick that I use on all my tracks, so y'all be sure to stay tuned. So the song I'm working with today is a song by one of my personal partners, my business partner, my homie. His name is Lil Suavo, and this song is called Show. The song is up on Spotify, it's up on iTunes, it's available on all streaming platforms, so y'all make sure to go check that out and show support for the homie. The first thing that I'm gonna do is play y'all a piece of the song with everything already mixed. Then I'm gonna take off all the plugins, then I'm gonna play it again with no plugins, so you can see how it sounds. So we're gonna go on ahead and jump into that.
I see the mama and she drop it low. She must admit cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show. You moving with the flow. I see the mama and she drop it low. She must admit cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show. The flow. I see the mama and she drop it low. She must admit cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show.
So as you can hear, it doesn't sound that bad, but you know, there's small little things that you could do to take it to the next level. So what I wanted to achieve with this track, I wanted to get the kick to have more bottom and more punch, but at the same time, I didn't want to take away from the power of the 808. So there's a technique that you could use to make sure that you never have your kick and your 808 clash. To do that, you need to know the key of the song. To find the key of the song, I use this app called Rekordbox. It's just a little DJ app where you can just drag and drop like a rough mix or any kind of instrumentation inside the actual player, and then it'll actually give you the key of the song. This song I believe is in the B flat minor. That will be my starting point. The next thing that I want to do is, and you don't necessarily have to do this, if you have perfect pitch and you can just tell what frequency is what note, then God bless you, but I can't, so I gotta use a frequency chart. The frequency chart that I use is up on drmix.com. So I go up there and I find the actual note. So I look for a B flat, and then I find out what frequencies is living at B flat. And I believe I have a B flat at 58 hertz, and I have another B flat at 30 hertz. So I'm gonna let the bass sit at 30. I'm gonna let the kick sit at 60, around 58. So that's just gonna let you know where you want to carve your EQ out at, and I'll show you that in a second. This is a good tool to have whenever you're EQing anything, because it'll let you know which frequencies you shouldn't pull out when you're EQing a song. I'll leave this link in the description below so you can find this, but it's a good tool to have up when you're mixing. Alright, so let me come back to the mix and let me show you what I got going on right now with the kick. For this EQ, I'm just kind of doing some sound design, and everybody does not have to do this. This is something that I do whenever I get a mix. If the kick doesn't sound the way I want it to sound out the gate, then I'll do a little bit of sound design to make it sound the way that I want to. So this is gonna be my new starting point. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Doing a boost at around 100, that's a shelf, and I'm doing another boost like around 2K, that's another shelf. I'm cutting from 300 to like 400. I don't really like the way that it sounds, so added some bottom, added some highs to give it some more punch, and that's pretty much it. That's all I'm doing for this right here. So once I get the kick to where I want it sounding like, I'll go down to the bass. And it's kind of like a back and forth thing. Come down to the 808. I'm cutting out where the kick is living right now, just about 1 dB. I'm boosting around 147, just to give the bass a little bit more presence. Now the next thing I'll do is I'll go back to my kick and I will start making some changes so that way the kick actually cuts through the mix. So on this EQ, basically what I'm doing is I'm cutting out up to 46 hertz. I want the subs to be taken up by the 808. I don't want the subs to be taken up by the kick. So I'm cutting that out with a high pass filter. And then I'm coming down to 60 hertz and I'm boosting that about 2 dB. Around 3K, I'm giving a little boost. That 3K range was gonna help it cut through the mix. And like when you're listening on small speakers or if you're listening on your cell phone, that's what's gonna be able to give it that knock to cut through. And then I'm just boosting around 5K with a high shelf filter to give it more knock. I believe that's the right term, to give it more knock. I don't really know technical terms, I just know what I hear, and this is what I came up with. This is how it sounds afterwards.
I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show. You moving with the flow. I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show. You moving with the flow. I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know.
So this very next EQ I got about 3 EQs on here. I'm gonna butcher this name because I can't say it. The Puig Tech equalizer. I'm adding 60 hertz again on here just to give it a little bit more bottom, and you see how that changes. So I'm gonna bypass it and then I'm gonna add it in.
I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show. You moving with the flow. I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show.
So it just gives the kick a little bit more body and a little bit more bottom, and that's what I wanted to get out of this kick. The last thing I added to the 808, it's a plugin by UAD called Voice of God. And so yeah, it's called Voice of God. It's a plugin that adds more bottom to anything that you put it on. So it could be used for like vocals, it could be used for instruments, it could be used for kicks, of course 808s. I use it mostly for kicks and 808s. When I get a mix and like it doesn't have enough bottom into it, I'll throw this on there and then I'll tweak it until I get the right settings so you can see what this is doing.
I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show. You moving with the flow. I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show. You moving with the flow.
So it makes a big difference. That's really the process that I go through when I go to mixing, kicking 808s when it comes to EQ. I bypass everything that I've done and then I'll put it back in and let you see how it sounds.
I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show. You moving with the flow. I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause she already know. She that she move it, do it just for show. Just for show.
Yeah, so that's it right there in a nutshell. Like I said, I'll take you to another project where I haven't done any kind of EQ on there, and then I'll show you from there as well.
I see you dancing, moving with the flow. I see the mama and she dropping low. She must have me cause